Hey everyone, welcome back to Spilling Beans. I'm your host, the Gossip Keeper, and today, we are going there. We're diving into the life of Henry VIII's very first wife, the one, the only Catherine of Aragon. Now, quick question for you. Have you ever fought for something with your whole heart, even when the odds were stacked against you? And literally everyone around you was like, girl, just let it go. Yeah, that's Catherine. Her story is one of loyalty, heartbreak, and a showdown with a king who basically invented the phrase, "It's not you, it's me." Only in this case, me was a whole kingdom and a brand new religion. So grab your coffee or your goblet of Spanish red wine if you want to get into Catherine's vibe. Because oh, this one's got drama, politics, and a queen who refused to bow down. Let's start spilling. Alright, let's start at the very beginning, alright? So, Catherine wasn't just some random royal plucked from nowhere. No. She was the daughter of the Ferdinand and Isabella of Spain. Ferdinand and Isabella were the Catholic monarchs. King Ferdinand II of Aragon and Queen Isabella I of Castile, whose marriage in 1469 united Spain and marked the beginning of the unified Spanish nation. Did you know that these two who united Spain were the same people who sent Christopher Columbus sailing the ocean blue in 1492? Yeah, it was those two. And Catherine was their youngest daughter, raised with faith, education, and this deep sense that her role in life was to serve God and country. She wasn't just a pretty face. Catherine was highly educated, fluent in Latin, well read in philosophy and religion. She was basically the Tudor era definition of a total package. At 16, she marries Arthur, Prince of Wales, Henry's older brother. Cute, right? Except Arthur dies just months later. Catherine is left a widow in a strange land and basically alone, probably terrified. Imagine being a teenager thousands of miles from home and your whole life plan just crumbles. But here's where it gets twisty. Instead of shipping her back to Spain, the plan shifts. Catherine is betrothed to her late husband's younger brother. Yep, and that's Henry VIII. Awkward family reunion vibes. Absolutely, I would say. Now pause and think, how would you feel if your in-laws said, "Hey, sorry about your husband, but how about his little brother instead?" Catherine didn't have much of a choice. This wasn't about love. It was about politics, alliances, and keeping England and Spain tight. So Catherine stays, and the stage is set. When Catherine and Henry finally married, things actually looked pretty good at first. Henry was young, handsome, athletic, charming. Honestly, in those early years, he was kind of the dream package himself. And Catherine, she adored him. She was loyal, supportive, and she really believed they were meant to rule together. For years, Catherine played the role of the perfect queen. She advised Henry, represented him when he was away, and she even led troops at one point. Yes, this woman literally gave speeches in armor when Henry was off fighting wars. Talk about queen energy. And here comes the big but. Henry had one obsession, a son. Catherine did have children, but most died young. The only one who survived, a daughter, Princess Mary. And as much as Henry loved Mary, he was fixated on the idea that only a male heir could secure his dynasty. Now imagine this. You've been married nearly 20 years. You've stood by your husband through everything, and suddenly he decides it's your fault you can't give him a son. Ouch. Henry starts arguing that their marriage was cursed from the start. Why? Because she had been married to his brother Arthur. Convenient, right? For 2 decades, this was never an issue, but suddenly it's the excuse he needs. Basically, Henry goes, "You know what? God's punishing us. This marriage was invalid all along, my bad." But really, just had his eyes on someone else, a certain Anne Boleyn. Catherine knew it, the court knew it, everyone knew it. And yet Henry still tried to make it about divine punishment instead of his wandering eye. Classic deflection move. Now, here's the part I love about Catherine. She didn't just roll over. This woman fought, and not just behind closed doors. She fought in front of the entire kingdom. Henry dragged her into court to annul the marriage. Catherine stood there, proud and unwavering, and declared that she was his true and lawful wife. She even reminded Henry that she had been loyal to him body and soul. It was gutsy, it was public, and it won her so much sympathy. She wrote letters, she appealed to the Pope, she refused to just fade into the background. Catherine basically said, "You can take away my crown, but you will not take my dignity." And honestly, that's why people adored her. She became this symbol of loyalty and resilience. A woman who stood her ground against one of the most powerful men in Europe. And let's not forget, Henry's obsession with leaving her led to the biggest shake-up in English history. The break of Rome, the creation of the Church of England, and a whole new era of religious upheaval. All because Catherine said, "No, I will not give up on my marriage, my honor, or my daughter's legitimacy." Catherine's last years weren't easy. She was separated from Mary, forced to live in isolation, and stripped of her title. But even then, she kept her dignity. Her final letter to Henry, she called him her most dear lord and husband. Can you imagine? Even after everything, she showed grace. So here's the big takeaway. Catherine may not have left a son to secure the Tudor dynasty, but she left something even more powerful, a legacy of courage. She taught her daughter Mary to fight, and years later, Mary would become England's first reigning queen. Catherine paved that road with her defiance. And that, my friends, is Catherine of Aragon, the queen who wouldn't back down, the woman who held her ground against the king, and the first wife in Henry's chaotic lineup. Next week, we turn the spotlight to Anne Boleyn, the woman who made Henry risk it all. She was bold, she was magnetic, and she played the game so well until the game turned against her. And let me tell you, her story? Phew. It's a mix of ambition, love, betrayal, and one of the most shocking endings in royal history. So keep your tea hot, your wine glass full, and your ears ready because the Tudor drama is only getting messier from here. I'm the Gossip Keeper, and you've been listening to Spilling Beans. Don't forget to follow, share with a friend, and drop a review if you're loving the tea we're serving. Until next time, stay curious, stay dramatic, and remember, when it comes to history, the truth is juicier than fiction.